Hey Graham, who inspired me to become the footballer I am today? It's a pretty good question. I think it's just first of all starting and actually just enjoying footy with my friends, and then just through the coaches that I've had. I've had some pretty amazing coaches. Greg Mellor was my under-18s coach, and then Phil Walsh obviously had a huge part of my career, and then in recent years Don Pike and Matty Nix. So also my old man, my dad, helped me get into footy as well, so it was a big influence. Sammy Bentley asked, how did you pull up after 20 tackles? Mate, I'm pretty sore. The game was really congested. A lot of slipping and sliding and a lot of body contact, so I've taken it pretty easy the last couple of days. Isaac Smith asks, my favourite game I've played in, probably the 2017 prelim against Geelong. That was also my 100th game, so it was a fantastic night with family and friends. Green asked, do Barry and I have a tackle bet? No, we just seem to run around and get a few tackles, so I think he'll get me pretty soon. He's a tackling machine, Bez. Cam asked if I'm playing against Sydney. Yes, I definitely will be. Caitlin asks, what's my pre-game go-to snack? That's a good question. I usually try and eat the same foods pre-game, but I'm pretty basic with it. I'm a cereal guy on game day, and then a couple of sangers, maybe a music bar, maybe some pretzels. Our dietitian gives us a few snacks in the rooms pre-game. Tyson asks, your son Hunter wants to ask, who was your favourite team growing up? I was an Essendon man, so I was actually lucky enough to train there before I got drafted, so I got best of both worlds. Got to stay here with my family. David asks, who's my favourite West Adelaide Footy Club player? I'm a Big Bloods man. Played there with Brad Crouch and throughout my juniors. Favourite player was probably someone that I played with. I played with Daniel Kerr, Chris Schmidt, Ryan Ferguson. There was a few amazing players I got to play with that actually helped my footy. Who's the most annoying teammate? Taylor Walker takes the cake for that pretty easily, or Paul Seedsman's not far behind. Lucy Allen asked, my favourite player growing up was James Hird. I was a big Essendon man, so he was fantastic. James asked, what's my favourite match of the season? Pretty simple one for that. That was the showdown. That was my first one back after a broken hand, and Geordie Dawson made it pretty memorable. Do I get nervous before games? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've still played. I've played a lot of AFL footy now, but there's always pressures and the expectation to perform, and I still definitely get nervous. Hey Rory, how does it feel to be the most valuable fantasy player at 1.3 million? Amazing. Always wanted to strive for that. A massive milestone in my career. Why didn't I take the match-winning kick against Port? I ran away. I probably wouldn't have made the distance, and I saw Geordie Dawson there, who's probably our best kick, so I let him take it, and I think the result was probably better than me taking it. Who's my favourite teammate? They're all pretty cool. Favourites probably Matty Crouch. A few coming in now. What do I do for recovery after a game? We have a recovery process that we do with Darren Burgess. We have a team meeting, and we get in the ice baths. Some guys get physio and a massage if they need, and then the next morning we try and do some mobility, whether that's a stretch or going for a walk, and then a lot of guys go down to the beach, or if we don't go down to the beach, we go to a swimming pool. If there's any coming through, that's the only thing, yeah. Lucy asked when I started playing footy. I started under 9s, and I am still here playing now. Am I more nervous before a game or doing a fan Q&A? Probably this. This is pretty daunting. Hello, Luke Fowler. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Who am I most excited for on our team for the future? Who's the most potential? I think there's a fair few on the list. Sam Barry's playing fantastic. Harry Schoenberg, Riley Tilthorpe, Jordan Butts, Paddy Parnell down back. Will Hamill's playing really well. Really good young core of players, so there's plenty to look at. If I could bring in opposition to the Crows, who would it be and why? I'd like to play with Buddy Franklin, Dustin Martin, Nat Fyfe, Lockie Neal. What I wear number 29. I was 46, and there wasn't too many left after that year, and I wanted to drop down. I was actually going to change to 44, which is Corey Emmerich was my favourite, one of my favourite players growing up off halfback. Him and James Hurd. But I switched to 29, and it's worked out alright. Who's the biggest pest internally or externally on game day? I sort of keep to myself game day as much with my prep. A lot of guys are pretty focused game day, obviously. Some guys are trying to stay more relaxed and some that are locked in. So just a personal preference to some players. Surely come to the Tigers. I'm sort of stuck here, mate. Well, not stuck, but I'm happy to be here. Probably the wrong way to say it, wasn't it? Highlight of my career, probably playing in a grand final, and that whole year of 2017 was fantastic. Is my bromance with Brodie Smith still alive? No, I try and avoid him. I'm not a huge fan of Brodie, so we don't talk that much. Rolling in, how we got 242 viewers, picking up a bit. Favourite goal? I haven't kicked too many, mate. Maybe the one from the boundary against Richmond this year. What's your favourite place to travel when you're playing away? That's a really good question. Besides Adelaide Oval, I like playing on the MCG. I do like Marvel Stadium as well. In terms of actual places, the Gold Coast is obviously really nice, especially in the winter, because it's actually really, really cold over here at the moment. And I do really enjoy going to Sydney as well. So this weekend's going to be great. What's my least favourite food? Anchovies, can't eat them. Oysters, I'm not a huge fan, but I love every other bit of seafood. When I turn 38, am I going to play for Geelong? I'll be amazed if I'm still playing at 38. Brownlow prediction, I think Andy Brayshaw's looking really, really strong at the moment. He's having a great year. What's my favourite TV show and music? Favourite TV show all time is Entourage. I did love Game of Thrones and Stranger Things. What do I get up to outside of football? Luke Brown, Ben Keys and I are studying a Bachelor of Business. So do some uni and not much else, to be honest. A lot of recovery, and you get into a routine throughout the year, so it goes by really quickly. Any weird pre-game superstitions? Yes, I used to have heaps. I've dialed back them a little bit. I had a lot of ACD with my pre-game stuff, so I still wear the same pair of Speedos. Obviously wash them, but they're strawberry Speedos, and I never touch the banner. If I could bring back any former Crows player, probably Graham Johncock off halfback, maybe Andrew McLeod, two superstars. Who's the class clown? Taylor Walker, Paul Seedsman, the jokesters. They probably go in the same category. Favourite holiday destination is New York. I've been there twice. It's fantastic. I love America. I love American sports. So probably my favourite. Hello, Robbie. Well, that's my ex-housemate I used to live with. Favourite restaurant in Adelaide? Fantastic question. La Trattoria, which is an Italian one in the city. I love Pawana. I love Concubine for some Asian food. So there's a few. Do I get sick of going on planes every fortnight? No, I love the process of playing away, and the away trips are a lot of fun. Getting to spend a lot of time with your teammates away from a normal atmosphere is pretty cool. Can we get a goal celebration? Next goal, Lairdy. I don't do a lot of celebrating. If I'm near the boundary, maybe I will, but I usually keep it pretty low key. What do I think of Ned? I think Ned is a fantastic person. He lives very close to me. I get to see him around the traps, getting coffee all the time. So he's a great guy. Do I like airplane food? Serviceable. If there's one thing I can feel I can improve on in my game, probably hitting the scoreboard, getting forward a bit more. Hi Rory, do you like going fishing or crabbing? Yeah, one of my good mates, Toby, has a boat. We go fishing a fair bit. He reckons he knows all the hot spots. We haven't caught too many fish, but we've caught a lot of crabs and a few squid. What's your favourite prank you've pulled on a teammate? I don't really want to give away too many secrets, but we put beanbags, like the balls from a beanbag, in someone's car. It was Elliot Himmelberg's, and he doesn't know who it is, so hopefully he doesn't see this. That was a couple of years ago, though. What's a good documentary that I recommend? Might pass on that one, actually. I shouldn't have asked that. That is off the top of the head. What player do I look up to most? Well, probably some of my idols, as I said, growing up before. Corey Emwright, James Hird, but then guys that I've actually played with that have taught me a few things, like Daniel Talia, Rory Sloane, Taylor Walker. Who do I hate playing on? Down back was Luke Bruce. He's a superstar. He usually towed me up. Some dangerous small forwards. Eddie Betts at training when I had to. Robbie Gray. In the midfield, probably some bigger bodies like Nat Fyfe, Paddy Cripps. But even guys like, as I said before, Lockie Neal is a star. He's so clean and quick with his ground balls in his hands, so they make it pretty hard to play on. What NBA player do I represent most on the basketball court? I've got a pretty good jump shot. I usually stay out of the paint a fair bit. I'm pretty small. Maybe like Steph Curry, something like that. Paul Pierce. Favorite NBA team, Portland. Favorite player, Dame Lillard, probably. Seinfeld or Friends. I've actually never seen a lot of either, to be honest. Have I ever tagged anyone? Yes, I tagged Brent Harvey about 3 or 4 times. He had a lot of possessions and goals on me one night. We won by about 8 goals and he got 3 Brownlows, so that didn't go down too well. Hey, can I sub in for your lawn bowls team? I actually used to play lawn bowls a fair bit. I'm terrible. You wouldn't want me to play. 3 minutes. We've got 3 minutes to go. Three more questions to go. Favorite NFL team is the Atlanta Falcons. Charlie Cameron and I are huge fans. I'd love to get to a Super Bowl. A couple more. I'll do 3 more, this doesn't really count. Do I like the nickname Desk? It's probably not my favourite, but it seems to be catching on a lot, so I dare say it's around to stay. What's it like playing with Tex? Playing with Tex is I wouldn't say an experience. It's it's an honour, I guess. I guess it's a privilege to play with someone that's been as consistent, as dominant as Tex has. The way he helps his teammates and actually plays at a high level is second to none. So there's been plenty of players that I've played with over the last 5 or 6 years that have gone on to have amazing careers, and I'm lucky to have nearly my whole career with Tex. What's the loudest crowd I've witnessed in and outside of footy? I'll just do the footy one. The grand final in 2017, I think there was 105,000 there. I could not hear 10 metres in front of me, so pretty crazy. And last one before I go. What's my go-to meal? I sort of went across that. I'm a big pasta guy, bolognese, so when we go away, I have that. Last one I'll say, loving the midfield switch. Yes, I love it heaps. I love the challenge that the midfield is. I like playing up around the ground, and I think some of the guys we've got coming in, Harry Schoenberg and Sam Berry and Ben Keys in there, is a really exciting, setup for the future years to come. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Thanks for jumping on and giving me your questions. see you at the game this weekend if you're there, and if not, thanks for your continued support.